Hello, everyone. We welcome you out to West Lawrence High School, standing here with Principal Garnto. And Principal Garnto, another year is here, and I know you work 12 months out of the year, so it's almost a routine day for you. But of course, you do have a lot of students coming in.
We do, and we'll start out with 1,230 kids, in that area, and we'll have some new students, we'll have some transferring out, and it's just an exciting time for kids and parents.
Yeah, and a successful year last year, first of all. Another wonderful year.
Yeah, we did. We had a lot of successes last year, through our FFA program, our band, our athletics, our tennis continues to excel, getting to the Final Four again, and football, went deep in the playoffs and won the region, and we did some great things in wrestling and basketball. So, I think we got things going on out here.
Yeah. I know the community certainly does as well, and the persona for West Lawrence High School right now, West Lawrence system, is very good. A lot of students coming in. There'll be some that'll come to you this year. So what's the formality if they're changing schools or if they're just moving into the area?
Well, they have to bring proof of residence, to make sure that they are in our district, and and they'll bring 2 proofs of residence. Come see us. We'll fax for records from their former school. If they're out of district students, and there are a few things we look at to make sure that they're going to fit well with us. There's some criteria we have, and generally, if students come out, and we accept them. We have a limited space. We have to submit every year. Whether we have no space, limited space, or unlimited space, but we have limited space. So we are able to take a few students in and work them into our schedules.
And what a great atmosphere here. What a welcoming atmosphere. You have a wonderful staff. Let's talk about who is met when they come into the office, who the receptionist secretaries are, who your associate principals are.
And we have two secretaries who work up front, Kay Knight and Marcy Baggett, and they're always smiling, when parents come in or students come in, and very helpful. Anything the students or parents need, they're more than willing to help. And I have 2 other secretaries who work with. Amanda Waldron works with our finances and our eligibility, and Marcy Smith is our registrar. And so she deals with records. And we have 3 assistant principals: Randy Gay, O.J. Hall, and DeWanna Kemp.
What's the total number of students that y'all are responsible for?
About just over 1,200.
Okay, so that's quite a few kids. You need 3 assistants. I'm sure walking the halls and
between between the new evaluation system we have, and passed down from the state, and as well as all the testing that's been added to us. We really need all the staff we have, and could use a little more.
And I'm sure it is challenging a lot, Clifford, but y'all do a wonderful job, and the reception you always get out of the school is always wonderful, whether it be on extracurricular activities, whether it be for sporting events or during school hours. So let's talk a little bit more about what your philosophy on education is, maybe how long you have actually been in the system and the positions that you've had throughout the years.
Yeah, I basically consider myself a career West Lawrence person. I've been in the system for 22 years, and of course, my actual educational years while I was in school came through West Lawrence. I taught at West Lawrence Middle School math for 12 years, and for the last 10 years, I've been here at the high school as assistant principal for 5 years, and as principal for 5 years.
Wow! And
probably one of the things I didn't mention earlier that we're excited about this year. You asked me about some things we're doing. It is a new construction program. We've been, since we've gotten in this building, we've been wanting to add to construction, and Dr. Trevick's worked very hard at getting us the funding for it. And so we're going to start that new program this year. We started nursing 3 years ago, and we started construction this year.
Wonderful. That's pretty exciting, Clifford. Keep adding opportunities for students.
That's right.
And that's what it's all about, because not all students are the same. We know that.
That's right. Just to give them a broad field of things to look at, and kind of wet their whistle a little bit and see if it's something they like.
Now tell us about your philosophy, about how you feel about when students come to you. We're all different.
Yeah, and I've always had, and I learned this from my mentor Hugh Kite, is always had an open door policy with teachers and students.
Yeah.
I feel like students feel comfortable coming to me. If they have issues, we as an administration, we make ourselves visible. We're in the hallways, we're in the classrooms, we're at athletic events, at band events,
Yes, you are.
drama, anything that's going on, with our school, there's representation from the administration. And so we try and build those relationships with those students, so that way when there is an issue, they feel comfortable coming to us.
They already know you. You know them, and then you know a lot about it. It seems to me a lot about the students and the various walks. That's your responsibility, of course, but not all people are comfortable with that, and you seem to be, Clifford. You get to know them because you care about the students.
Yeah, and I'm a pretty closed person, but I do care about the kids, and I think that comes across. I'm not as vocal as some are.
Right.
But I walk softly, but I walk heavily too. So.
Yeah, and we know you're a Raider through and through. There's no doubt about it, Clifford. You love the Raiders. You support everything, not only here at the school, but throughout the community that they do. And I know it goes a long way with students. Now, we're looking at what, open house coming up?
Open house is coming up on the 31st from 3 to 6. This place will be a madhouse. Students and parents will, they'll be going everywhere. We got those ninth graders, their first time up.
Right.
And they'll, for the first couple weeks of school, they won't know where to go, but they'll find their way.
Sure.
They'll get a little lost those first 2 weeks, but once they get that routine and understand what our hallways, the name of our hallways, understand where their classrooms are at, they'll find their way. People get lost out here every once in a while.
Yeah, sure. I've gotten turned around one time, I think, myself. And we look at open house. What do you tell parents? What do you tell those students?
Well, basically what they're going to do is meet each teacher, find out what each individual teacher requires for their classes. They will have a syllabus available, for them. They can pick it up then, or they can pick it up the first day of school. And, just go over the criteria, what's expected out of that classroom from that teacher. And, one of our goals this year is to amp up the rigor here, and we feel like it's pretty high, already, but we need to get across the board high. And our new state tests are depth of knowledge questions, which is how difficult the questions are. The wording of them. They're moving more from what they call a DOK 1 and 2, moving from that to a 3 and 4. 1 and 2 is basically memorization type stuff. 3 and 4 is more inference, drawing on past information, past experiences.
Good.
And trying to make students think.
Sure.
That's what a DOK 3 and 4 do.
That's wonderful. Opportunities are good. The challenges are very good here at West Lawrence. We invite you to get in touch with the school if you're thinking about West Lawrence. And, of course, if you're coming back this year, remember the open house. You want to meet your students, teachers, as well as maybe the faculty. And open door policy is a good policy to have, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. We try our best.
Yeah, you do well. We appreciate what you do. Keep up the good work.
Appreciate it.